And then Kevin Holland, I actually think he's coming on Food Truck Diary. Shout out to Kevin Holland.
Sweet.
Against Jacare Souza. What can you say about Kevin Holland? I didn't realize how good he was on the ground. I knew he was a Travis Lutter guy, and he was a brown belt a while ago, and I didn't look much into it, and he's a black belt now. Goddamn, did it show. Because when he went to the ground, when he got taken down right away, because he threw that kick, I went, I fucked up. That's inexperience. Throwing a kick against a vet like Jacare Souza, of course you're going to take him down. Went to the ground, went, fuck, he's going to be in trouble here. Jacare's going to start in the guard, pass the half, get to mount, probably give his back. This is going to be a nightmare. No, Kevin Holland was fucking filthy off his back. Throwing triangles, went for an arm bar, was comfortable down there, was talking shit. I don't even say you can say talking shit. Having a conversation with Jacare Souza when he's in your guard. You know how insane that is at this level? And it's not forced either, is it? It seems natural. It seems like
very natural.
He would do that, whether this was a LFA fight, a regional fight, or if he's on the main card on a UFC 256 pay-per-view at the Apex Center in Las Vegas. He's down to have a conversation in the middle of a fight, which is so insane. And he's the only guy who can pull it off. He's the only guy I want to see do that. I hope it doesn't become a trend. I hope other people don't try this. You're not Kevin Holland. There's only one Kevin Holland, so please let him take it from here. So when he got taken down, he's throwing all those crazy submissions. I thought, God damn, he looks good, man. And then Jacare, again, maybe it's too much jiu-jitsu, because in jiu-jitsu, you do kind of sit back like that on your knees when a guy is in guard, and you kind of analyze what you're going to do next. You wait for him to get up. And Kevin Holland went, what are you doing? And punched him right in the fucking face and rocked him, and then finished him off with 1:45 to extend his win streak. That's 5 in a row, 5 in 2020. And what a crazy story. The narrative on this guy, and of course the UFC is going to paint it like, yeah, man, loudmouth, and Dana gave him a shot. Let's pump the brakes. Dana gave him a shot. Dana didn't like him, thought he was a loudmouth, thought he wasn't ready. And then nobody wanted to fight Santos at light heavyweight. Nobody wanted to. And he goes, well, let's give the loudmouth guy a fucking shot. Meaning, let's toss Kevin Holland to the fucking wolves and see him get destroyed. And Kevin Holland had other plans, and he made a career of it for himself despite them setting him up for failure. This is not the UFC going, well, let's this guy has a ton of potential. Let's give him a shot. No. Kevin, you beat the odds. You're not supposed to be here. You were supposed to get destroyed by Santos. But through your hard work and skill, you've made a career for yourself. So shout out to Kevin Holland. But for us to pretend that this is a great, happy story, it's not. The story was not supposed to go this way. Kevin Holland made the story end this way, and it's not the end. But I'm just saying that, on the broadcast, they're like, yeah, and the show Dana being like, yeah, let's give the loudmouth a shot. There, you were the lamb in Jurassic Park. You were the sheep, and Santos was that T-Rex. Turns out this fucking sheep can fight. And shout out to you, man, because you look phenomenal. And then with Cyril Gane, is that how we say it?
Gane.
Yeah. Gane. JDS look every bit of 55. It's tough to see. With the UFC cuts going down, I wouldn't be surprised if they cut Junior Dos Santos. If you're going to cut Yoel Romero, I'd assume they cut JDS, which is such a fucking shame. But it might be time. And I know, the narrative is, is an illegal blow to the back of the head. Man, Junior Dos Santos was a little rocked and turned his back. So it's kind of on him. I got to be honest. Was it an illegal blow? Yeah, maybe. But why was he hit in the back of the head? Because he gave him the back of his head. When he's throwing an elbow and you're transitioning and you turn around and give a guy your back, that's really not a position, you work on in the gym. I think he was compromised and turned around and got fucking clobbered with an elbow. If that didn't work, something else would have landed. There's really no argument there. That is what it is. That fight would have happened that way, I think, 99 times out of 100. So there's not much of an argument there. I'm not completely sold on the Gane train. I do think there's a ton of potential there. He is a training partner of Francis Ngannou, which is, if you're training with that guy day in, day out, you're going to get a lot better. I would say Gane's actually, I'd love to see some of their training footage. As far as more crisp and as far as fundamentals, I'd say Gane's definitely a lot better than Francis Ngannou. His movement is better. His fundamentals are better. His striking is better. He just doesn't have that God-given power like Francis. I think Gane could light up Francis 10 times in a row, and Francis lands one, and that fight's probably over if they did end up fighting in the UFC. The athleticism of Gane on his toes and his movement and his kicks, and why Junior Dos Santos stayed on the outside and got picked apart that long, I have no idea. I do think he's shown his age there. Because if you go back to the old Junior Dos Santos fights, he was the guy on his toes, moving around, circling. He was the more athletic one. But, Father Time catches up with you. Again, Gane, I'm not ready to buy a ticket on his train yet, but I'm getting in line. There's a long queue, and I'll get in line, but I don't know if I'm completely ready to buy a ticket yet, because I think a guy like Curtis Blades, some of those grapplers might be an issue with his background. So we'll see, though, right? We'll see. In the main event on the prelims, you had Cub Swanson versus Pineda. And man, I was happy. Cub, so emotional. I think it was a big win for him. His back was against the wall there. He's getting older. To get a knockout like that, he looked fantastic. You always want to see a guy like Cub Swanson win. You definitely do. Then at lightweight, you got another one lightweight, 55. If it wasn't fucking steep enough already with Charles Oliveira jumping to the front of the queue there, he'll be ranked third or fourth, I assume, after tomorrow, Tuesday. I think they do the rankings. Definitely gonna be top 5. But that Fiziev,
So
Jesus fucking Christ. That boy striking, that combination hit Moicano with, Jesus Christ, man. What a savage. Yeah. What a fucking savage. He looked phenomenal, man. Tisha Torres getting the job done. And then Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper. Got his ass whooped for the majority of the fight and then pulled out the heel hook. I don't know how long he's going to be able to do that. If you're a football team and you've won off of 3 last-second Hail Marys, you got to look at the team and go, all right, man, how long are we going to keep depending on this shit? So I think the UFC, especially the featherweight division, isn't the place to pick up experience and skills. It could get dicey for him, and I root for that kid. I think there's a lot of talent there, but obviously the other aspects of his game need to catch up to his jiu-jitsu. But if they want him in there, they give him the right matchups. They'll give him the right matchups. But him taking those beatings, especially how young he is, isn't the way to go, man. It just isn't. And hopefully they'll work on that and just slow down. It's okay to fight once a year. And also, not only would I fight once a year, I'd make sure that it's matchups that are friendly for him. And there's not a ton of them in the UFC. Not a ton of them. But I'm rooting for you, Chase. I hope it works out, buddy. But what a great fucking card.